XCOM and zombies go together like peanut butter and jelly. Red, oozing jelly. The publisher has built its name on the Resident Evil series, so it comes as a bit of a surprise that its next undead romp is a completely new property called Deadrising. Owing more than a little bit of inspiration from George Romero's Dawn of the Dead, this cross between State of Emergency and Resident Evil brings video game horror to the next generation with tongue firmly in cheek. Frank West is a freelance photographer working on a tip that something bad is going down in rural Colorado. Looking for the ultimate scoop, he rents a helicopter to get him inside the city's confines, where he finds humans attacking other humans in displays of savagery that leave him speechless. The city is overrun with zombies, and with the government in hot pursuit, he quickly lands on the roof of a mall, giving the pilot implicit instructions to return in 72 hours to pick him up. But Frank isn't the only human left unturned in the shopping center. There's a small faction of people inside trying to sustain in the wake of insurmountable odds. He quickly meets up with them, and the quest to survive for 3 days, all while trying to document one of the biggest scoops of his career, begins. The mall is absolutely crawling with zombies, while most of them will lumber away completely oblivious of their surroundings. Come within a few feet of them, and it's an entirely different story. The good news is that literally anything and everything is a weapon. If it's not nailed down, you can use it to bludgeon, slice, bash, chop, or otherwise obliterate the walking dead. This is also where the tongue-in-cheek part comes into play. Some of the weapons don't actually harm the zombies at all. Place a bucket on their heads and they'll stumble around completely disoriented without the intelligence to remove it. You'll also be surprised at the effectiveness of each weapon. Where you'd expect an iron bar to be a far more convincing zombie elimination tool compared to a mannequin, it's simply not the case. Most weapons can only be used for a limited time before they're destroyed or simply disappear. Since Frank is a photojournalist, it's his job to take pictures of all the carnage that's taking place. Photos are rated based upon how well centered they are, how many dead bodies are in the snapshot, and what's taking place in the photo.
Perfect.
You're given prestige points for just about everything that happens in the game, including taking photos, completing a mission, or planting a sword between a zombie's eyes. These prestige points are then used to level up Frank's abilities. Sometimes it will increase his life bar. Other times it will give him new moves or additional slots for which to hold items like health-restoring food and weapons. One of the cool things about Deadrising is that you can basically play it how you want. There are primary mission objectives that must be completed in a given amount of time or you'll be forced to start from your last save. And then there are scoop missions. The scoop missions are what most would call side missions, and they normally involve saving unturned humans from the zombie menace. What this amounts to is a whole lot of escort missions. The mall janitor will radio you, tell you where the helpless people are, and then it's your job to retrieve them and take them to the safe haven where the rest of the humans are hiding.
I really owe you one.
Of course, these missions are completely optional, so if you'd rather just go around finding unique ways to make the undead dead, then by all means. The game has excellent map and mission systems that will keep you on track at all times. You simply select the mission from the HUD, and a waypoint will come on screen leading you to exactly where you need to go to complete it. The main story missions move the surprisingly intricate plot forward and unlock new areas of the shopping mall. We don't want to spoil anything, but suffice to say that there's a lot more behind the zombie outbreak than meets the eye. Along the way, Frank will go toe-to-toe with plenty of bosses as well, including every child's worst nightmare, a demonic clown. While the story lacks some originality, Deadrising is surprisingly diverse. Offering plenty of first-person play to go along with the hacking and slashing, we think players will be pleasantly surprised to find that it's much more than face value. With plenty of outfits and weapons to find, and a fairly free-form mission structure, it's also a forgiving game that can be played just about however you choose. Find out if ridding a mall of the Walking Dead is as fun today as it was back in 1979 when we deliver our full review next week.